Godfrey, when did you get baptized?
It was on the 4th of November 2006.
Okay. What was your first contact with the truth?
Well, I was a pastor in a Pentecostal church, so it was on Christmas Day that we met witnesses, 25th of December 2005. Two witness brothers called on our house, and then that day we were going to celebrate our Christmas, but we decided no, we would do it at home with the children, so that's when they came.
When and how did you realize that you had found the truth?
These brothers made a presentation featuring Christmas, and during that discussion, it was highlighted that Christmas was not a biblical holiday. Further discussions also proved that even the Trinity and hellfire were not biblical, and they didn't originate with Jehovah. So we also went on to discuss, and they said Jesus Christ's presence started in 1914. And me as a pastor who believed that we were going to go to heaven as good people, the fact that they mentioned that Jesus' presence started in 1914, to me it was like a rapture has come and I'm left behind. So it made me want to listen more and ask more questions. So it just hit my heart and said, I need to listen to these people. That's when I also knew that hellfire doctrine, the Trinity, and all these were not biblical. And then I started studying.
What changes did you have to make? There must have been some big ones.
Yes, I was head pastor of this Pentecostal church, leading about 5 churches in 5 different countries. I was supposed to fly to Angola, Botswana, DRC, South Africa, Mozambique as head of that church. So I had to resign immediately. I wrote to the bishop of the church, told him I want to resign, I found the truth. He said, what truth? I told him what I found. Then he said, I'm flying back to Zimbabwe, because he was in New York, he was an American bishop. So he flew, coming back to try and convince me not to resign, but I just said to resign. I told him, you now believe, you believe that we will go to heaven? I no longer believe in that. You believe in hellfire? I no longer believe in that. The truth is that all these things are not biblical. So I just said to stand my ground. Then the next thing that I did was my children, 3 of my children were in boarding school. So we had to take them out of boarding school immediately so that they would benefit from studying the Bible.
Very interesting, Godfrey. What am I supposed to ask you next? How do you feel about the truth now?
Yes, I feel very grateful to Jehovah, that I'm out of Babylon the Great. Yeah, I'm no longer bound by some of these practices Pentecostal believers do, like fleecing people in terms of giving money, and also a lot of dancing, singing throughout without really learning the Bible. So I'm really grateful for that.
And goals? You have goals for the future, God?
Yes, I have. I definitely would want to find myself in full-time service one of these days. I want to join my wife as a regular pioneer and then develop more into full-time service.
And what about you, Perpetua? You're not going to just stand there and decorate the platform. You were baptized the same day as Godfrey?
Yes.
And your first contact with the truth?
It was on the same day, 25th of December 2005.
And when did you realize that it was the truth?
I saw, as it says in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 4 to 6, about one hope, one faith, and one baptism, and one Father all in all. So with me, that really struck me, because seeing that Jehovah's Witnesses, they share the same watchtower worldwide, everything is uniform, they study articles worldwide. To me, that really struck me, because it was different from Pentecostal, where a pastor believes that he hears from God what he has to preach to the church that particular week. Even if you are attending the same church, different locations, they preach different things. So to me, with Jehovah's Witnesses, it was something else. So I just thought, oh, none other than Jehovah can do that.
Very good. What changes did you have to make?
Since I was assistant pastor to my husband, the moment we learned that women should learn in silence, I then stopped preaching, stopped teaching, and I was also head of intercession, because in Pentecostal they have intercession groups. So I was head of intercession. I was the person responsible for making prayers in the church. So I stopped, to the amazement of the congregants, because they never expected to see the pastor's wife seated there, not doing anything, because I learned that this is not the truth.
And how do you feel about all of this now, Perpetua?
I really feel excited, and also I'm happy to be involved in the worldwide preaching work, which Jehovah approves, and I've seen the results of it. My first daughter is also serving as a regular pioneer. She also encouraged me, them, the children, and my husband to become a regular pioneer. And my second daughter is a special pioneer together with her husband. And then my two sons, they are also reaching out to the local congregation. So with that, I really am excited, and I really feel I am at the right place. And you know what, Brother Ferguson? I don't regret at all.
Some goals for the future?
To work side by side with my husband in full-time service.
Thank you very much.
Shama.